Hello again, chess fans, and welcome to the Next Move Chess Academy. So, what we're going to do in this show, Who's That GM, is we're going to have a special guest for you guys who is going to do, obviously, a little lesson on the chessboard. And then at the end of every Who's That GM show, we're going to show you guys a picture of a Grandmaster, and you guys have to tell me who it is. And of course, in the beginning, we're going to make them fairly easy. They shouldn't be too hard. And then as the show continues, we will make them harder. And we will also start giving away prizes for whoever gets it correctly the first. Okay, so without further ado, let's quickly call our special guest who should be on standby. So enjoy, guys. Well, hello there, chess fans. My name's Simon Williams, and I am the Ginger GM. So what we're going to do for you today is I'm going to show you guys a little board chess game that I played against your host, Loner Druid himself. So what happened in the game? Let's have a quick look at the start of how this goes along. So, I played d4, played my London system stuff, and he played a quick c5, which is a very good idea to avoid any mainline London systems, because now you can't play your normal e3, so now you have to be a bit more creative. So I played d5 and we went into a kind of Benoni structure. So we played a normal chess game, everything was fine here, and then he decided to play e5, which I thought, well, I don't mind closing the center because it's probably pretty good for white. So after queen b6, I played knight d2, and I don't think Loner Druid saw this move coming. Of course, now there's all kinds of ideas of trying to trap the queen, so queen takes b2 is very, very dangerous indeed. So after a6, he obviously realizes that he can't play queen takes pawn, and he has to go back. Now suddenly white has complete control over the queen side, and this is not looking so great, is it? So this is one important thing that you want to do, is you want to control the board so that you can do what you want to do wherever you want to do it. So I want to attack on the king side, obviously push Harry, got to push Harry at some point. So let's see how this continues. Develops his knight, I castle, puts his knight on b6, and I just go back with the knight because of course I don't want to trade off any pieces. Plays h6, bishop drops back, and he plays c4. So black is desperately trying to get some counterplay on the queen side. After bishop dropping back, he plays a5, and now, unfortunately, of course, there is a very good square here on b5 for my knight. But I just play f3, keep control, of course, just want to make sure that this pawn is safe. No issues there. Develops his bishop finally. My bishop drops back to f2 to keep on putting pressure on this b6 square. Puts his king on h7. I play queen d2, he plays rook to c8, and I finally start pushing my pawns on the king side. So he puts his king back because he wants to prevent g5 with knight h7. So after h4, finally Harry comes up the board and says, hello, let's do this. Knight tries to prevent it. My knight drops back just so that I can have the obvious pressure here, and also this would be a good square for the bishop now because of the h6 pawn. So he plays rook a6, which doesn't do much, but does protect his knight so that he could possibly move his queen. So I play king h2, plays queen d8, keeping an eye on this pawn. I play rook g1, knight f6, and knight e3 coming in with the idea of maybe getting my knight to f3. f5 sorry there. So he goes back with the rook, my knight goes to b5, he plays bishop e8, I decided to go back with the knight, he plays his knight back to h7, so black, as you can see, black is really struggling to find an active plan. So after rook g2, the obvious idea of doubling up the rooks and then opening up the g-file when I get the chance. So after knight f8, I finally see my chance and I play knight f5. Now, of course, if he takes with the pawn, then the open file will definitely give white a very, very strong attack. So he does take. I mean, in these situations, unfortunately, black has to pretty much take the pawn of the piece, and if he doesn't do it correctly, all he can hope for here is to survive the attack. You have to be careful to not over push this for white, of course, but after this rook here, and there is no satisfactory place for the bishop to hide. After this, I played bishop e3, just attacking on h6. He played pawn takes, might as well go pawn grabbing right now. And then I played rook g8. Now I must admit, maybe just a simple bishop e3 would have been better, because of course now I can just play bishop g5 afterwards, and the pieces just come in, with rook taking on g5 and rook h5 mate. So I played rook g8, he played queen e7, dropping a piece. I took the piece, he played bishop e8, I played queen e1, and then black finally decides that now is the time to sacrifice a piece to try and survive this game. So I took on e8, he takes, I take, and he takes to the pawn. Now here, probably the best idea for me would have just been to play bishop f2 to protect my pawn, and obviously just start playing, bishop takes c4 as a plan, and then eventually start breaking through on the queen side. But here I played h5. I mean, come on, Harry. Why, Harry? Why? We always want to play Harry and attack, but it soon appears to us that apparently black now gets some initiative with the open file on the g-file. So he plays rook g8, which might not be the most accurate move, but it makes very much sense because he wants to get the g-file for his own rooks. So after takes, I played bishop e3, and he plays rook g8. Now it's very, very apparent to see that suddenly black is probably doing slightly better here. After check, king goes back, queen goes to h3, and bishop g5. Bishop g5 is a very important move because this is a very good defender for me, so he tries to get rid of the piece. Queen check, king goes to h8, and after takes, rook takes, queen e6, puts his queen on g7 to prevent any checks. My queen has to go back, and after queen f8, because he still has to protect this pawn, I played queen h4, he played king h7 because he wants to put his queen on f7 to be able to have an attack on h5. Played my knight back, and then after queen f7 I realized, oh no, suddenly I'm in a bit of bother. So I played f4, sacrificing the pawn to try and give myself a chance. He took it, and I played knight f2, which is probably the final blunder in the game. And now, after f3, there is no way to stop the pieces from coming in here. So I tried to play a little tricky tricks with knight takes g5, obviously, if he takes on e2. But my opponent didn't fall for it, fortunately. Played strictly rook g2. And after king h1, he just took, I take, he goes queen check, and he queens. Now for the nice final little stretch here, black decides that he can just go for a little king run. So after queen e7, the king stretches his legs and starts running all the way down the board. He can't hide behind my own pawns. And this is where I resigned. Well, thank you guys so much for having a quick look at this game. I mean, Loner Druid, what a guy. You guys should definitely check out his channel. And then I also got the chance here. He told me that I can throw in a little bit of an advert. So just have a look at that. If you guys haven't seen it yet, it is on special. So please come and check it out. If you are struggling to find the time to improve your chess, then this is very much a very good idea to get your game going. Alright then, I will see you guys on the flip side. Cheers, mates. Why, thank you, Simon. That's very, very kind of you. Well, guys, Simon Williams in the house, yo. Very, very nice of him to come onto my show. It's always nice to have the top streamers, pointing out that, the little guys can do it too. So, yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little display. It's always nice being a Grandmaster on his own stream. But, for our final little thing quickly, let's have a look at the GM that I wanted to obviously show you guys. So let's see if anybody can figure out who this guy is. So there you go, there's your picture. You can all send your answers. You can come on to the Next Move Chess Academy Chess Club on chess.com. Join the club, of course. It is, open to everybody to join. And then you can come and give your answers in the forum under Who's That GM. Okay, guys, I think that is where we will stop the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, then please come and follow me on Twitch, come and support the channel, The Next Move on Twitch, and yeah, if you guys support me and we can grow and get bigger, then I will do a lot more interesting and fun shows like this just for you guys. Thanks a lot.